The alarm buzzed at 6 a.m., a sound Kenji had heard so many times it felt less like a wake-up call and more like a metronome for his existence. He silenced it, swinging his legs over the edge of the bed. Another day. Shower, coffee, commute, work, dinner, phone, sleep. Copy, paste. On the train, bathed in the harsh, flickering fluorescent light, his thumb moved autonomously, flicking past videos and articles he wouldn't remember 5 minutes later. Suddenly, a clip from an old movie stopped his endless scroll. The Shawshank Redemption. A man's voice, rough but resolute, echoed through his headphones. Get busy living, or get busy dying. Kenji locked his screen. He looked up at the dozens of people in the train car, their faces illuminated by the pale blue glow of their own screens. Some were dozing, their heads bobbing with the rhythm of the tracks. He wondered about them. He wondered about himself. Am I busy living right now, or busy dying? For 20 years, Kenji had been part of the machine. The employment system was brilliant, really. It offered a comfortable, padded shield. It kept him just busy enough, just tired enough, that he never had to sit in the quiet and ask the terrifying questions. What is the purpose of this? What is my purpose today? What is the point of my life? It was easier to hide in the exhaustion. In the dark corners of his mind, whenever a sliver of doubt crept in, he would soothe himself with a familiar lullaby. This is how life works. It's not so bad. How else is one supposed to live? The train rattled over a bridge and Kenji thought about his time. He realized that purpose was rarely about what he was doing, but why he was doing it. He thought about his weekends. Sometimes he collapsed on the couch and let the television wash over him for 5 hours, feeling hollow and heavy afterward. That was resting without purpose. But he remembered last month closing his eyes for a mere 20 minutes after helping his daughter move into her first apartment. His body had ached, but the rest felt earned, deep, and intensely satisfying. That was resting with purpose. He realized his job felt the same way. He was working for the paycheck, disconnected from any real contribution to the world. A weak, fading purpose. Kenji arrived at his office building, rode the elevator to the 14th floor, and sat at his desk. He reached for the power button on his monitor, but his hand hovered in the air. He stopped. He turned his chair toward the window. Usually, if he looked out this window, he would just stare blankly, letting his eyes glaze over as he dreaded the inbox awaiting him. But today, he consciously looked. He took 5 entire minutes to observe the world. He watched the way the morning sun hit the frost on the glass. He followed the hurried steps of a woman rushing down the sidewalk, her red scarf catching the wind. He noticed the pale pink of the clouds breaking apart in the eastern sky. He felt the hum of the building beneath his feet. He let his imagination run wild, breathing life into the miniature world below him. For those 5 minutes, Kenji wasn't just a passenger in his own life. He was steering. It was a small thing, giving meaning to a Tuesday morning, but it was profoundly different. It was troublesome and required effort, but the hollow feeling in his chest vanished. He realized that no one was coming to hand him a life of meaning. He was the only one who could forge it. Tomorrow, Kenji's alarm will still buzz at 6 a.m. He will still ride the same train, sit at the same desk, and eat the same dinner. From the outside, his week will look exactly the same as the last decade of his life. But as he finally turned to his computer and began his day, the question lingered in the air, echoing not just for Kenji, but for anyone willing to listen. When you wake up tomorrow, and the next day, and the week after that, will you be busy living, or will you be busy dying?